Father, the creator of all things, the great I am, Lord, we come to you as humbly as we know how, Father. We ask you, Father, for a convicting spirit, Lord, that we might be doing the things that are pleasing in your sight, Father. We ask you to bless our soldiers, Father. I ask you to bless our nation, Father, and bless our county. For it's in Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. I would say the Pledge of Allegiance back there. Paul?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we do it now?
What a nice group. Place is getting fuller and fuller. We have decided to do a Labor Day parade float. And I have asked several of the commissioners last night if they would like to ride. Paul Schaefer said yes. Warwick said yes. Cantrell no. Franklin no. Vargas wasn't there. Mason is a maybe. Rollins is a no. Morrison was absent. Thompson was absent. Nunley is a maybe. Howell not going to call him. Maybe. So if we don't fill this thing up, we got Joey Blevins has graciously, again, after many years, has graciously donated his trailer so that we can fill it up. And we're going to put hay down, and I'll put rugs on top of that so the hay won't bother your bottom. And we're going to decorate it and everything. Now, I don't think we're going to fill it up with commissioners. So those of you who are running for office are able to ride on it if you want to. We can put some of your signs, your campaign signs along the side. Those of you who are able-bodied can walk along with the trailer. They don't run this very fast, as I remember. We did this a few years ago. And the parade goes pretty slowly. You can walk along. My suggestion is get a piece of paper or cardboard stock or something and run off a little bit about yourself. Go along and handshake and hand it to them with something that, like a website that you have or something, so they know how to contact you. Invite them to come to our meetings so they can meet you. There are going to be a lot of people down there, and it's going to be a great opportunity for you to meet and greet and get to know the people. But hand them something where they can contact you or learn more about you through your website. You're more than welcome to join us. We'd love to have you.
Y'all need to call Travis Lane and get his big, huge stuffed elephant if he's still got it. He's got a huge stuffed elephant we used 25 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And
I've got a big elephant for the front of Joey's truck.
all right,
Big one.
he's got a big one.
So I want to thank you for your generosity towards the family. We're up to over $5,000, probably most money the party has had. And the sheriff asked what we're doing with this money, and it's to help any candidate that needs help. There are expenses involved in running for office, and that's the sole purpose. We're not a profit center, don't want to be a profit center. Just want to be able to help the candidates and give them a fair shot. So I'm going to pass the donation bucket, and our donations have been good. I do want to mention these beautiful Republican Party cups. Anybody that donates $15 gets a cup. So there's 4 of them up here. We hope to see them all gone.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the workshop for the Gauntlet. I'd like to recognize we have 2 countywide office holders that come consistently, Sheriff Bo Barnett, and our road superintendent, Corey Pickens. We have a special guest that's going to give us some information about Right to Life, and it's Ms. Culpepper, and I'll turn over to you.
This is Miss Candy Klepper. I think Miss Culpepper, that's okay, you're stepping in for her. That's okay.
Culpepper Klepper. So, funny story about that. Right after me and my husband got married, I was sitting in the doctor's office in the waiting room, and they keep coming out calling Miss Culpepper, and I just kept sitting there. And they finally said, Candace Culpepper. And I said, oh, that's one of the names I'll be called now. It's Klepper. But that's quite all right. I answer to lots of things. So, I want to tell you a couple things. I passed out or put in the chairs some cards. So y'all take these. I have extras if everybody didn't get one who wants one. It's a card about us. I'm about to tell you who I am and why I'm here. So let me just also, I'm fixing to talk about this, but I also want to pass around a petition. Of course, it's voluntary, like everything is, but this is a petition that is in support of. Normally petitions are against something. This one is in support of the Human Life Protection Act, which I'm fixing to tell you more about. But quickly, I'll tell you, the Human Life Protection Act is saving 1,000 babies a month from abortion in Tennessee. So if you'd like to sign this, we would like to have you. Y'all can just pass it around as I'm talking. You can listen and sign your name at the same time. So 3 years ago yesterday, Tennessee's Human Life Protection Act went in effect, and that was after Roe versus Wade got overturned at the federal level, and like I said, it is saving 1,000 babies a month from abortion in our state, and we praise God for that victory, and that we have a pro-life supermajority in the Tennessee legislature. But guess what? Our work is far from over. The abortion industry has made defeating Tennessee's strong pro-life majority a priority. In the 2024 election cycle, Planned Parenthood spent over $1 million to defeat pro-life candidates and spread misinformation about this Tennessee law. Now, thankfully, they failed in every case because Tennesseans are still pro-life and vote their values. Again, my name is Candy Klepper, and I'm a volunteer with Tennessee Right to Life, and I really appreciate y'all letting me be here tonight. I'm not going to talk all night, I promise. I'm sure they would take the mic away from me. I serve as the president of Greater Chattanooga Right to Life chapter. Tennessee Right to Life is a nonpartisan organization, and we actually used to have some endorsed Democrats, but they don't even allow pro-life candidates on their ballot anymore. Kamala thought she could run on more and more abortion, but we know she was wrong. It's not. Killing more children and exploiting more women is not a winning election issue. And in Tennessee, we know that. In the last election, 97% of Tennessee Right to Life's PAC endorsed candidates won. Now, I know that election is over, but I do have some copies of our endorsement list if anybody's interested. I'm just going to lay them here. You can also find, and obviously for future elections, you can find the Tennessee Right to Life PAC endorsement list at voteforlife.org. It's very easy to remember, Vote for Life, and that's the number 4. I want to share how the pro-life cause fared in the 2025 legislative session here in Tennessee. Several pro-life measures were passed, and 5 pro-death bills were soundly defeated, and we're very grateful for that. So let's break it down a little bit. The Medical Ethics Defense Act created conscience protections for doctors who are morally opposed to certain medical practices, including abortion. Another bill designated June as Celebration of Life Month in Tennessee. Did anybody know that? Did anybody hear anything about June being Celebration of Life Month? Yeah, that's great. A clarifications bill was passed that spelled out several medical conditions that are exceptions to the Human Life Protection Act, But we didn't have a concern about that. It did not weaken the Human Life Protection Act because these were medical conditions that were already assumed in the law. So it just clarified it, but it didn't weaken it. The bill that would have had the greatest life-saving impact in Tennessee was left awaiting action by the House Health Committee, where it's going to be taken up in 2026. That bill will provide for civil action to stop illegal abortion pills. As you might know, the majority of abortions now are committed by the abortion pill regimen. I don't have time to go into all the concerns about the abortion pills, but this is a deadly regimen that is detrimental to women. Obviously, every abortion takes a life, but women are harmed by these abortion pills. It is illegal in Tennessee to distribute abortion pills, but managing that and regulating that is hard to do because they get them through the mail. So that's something we're looking for in 2026. Although several attempts were once again made by pro-abortion legislators to remove protection from unborn children, those were not passed, and we're grateful for that. There was also an attempt to legalize assisted suicide, but that was defeated, and we're grateful for that as well. That is something that's really coming hard at us. And we believe in life from from conception to natural death. I want to go into a little bit of detail about a bill that was passed that causes concern for us. It made IVF, or in vitro fertilization, a statutory right. And Tennessee Right to Life has concerns about that and opposed that bill. And I want to explain why. Because there's currently no laws regulating the IVF industry. So to make it a fundamental right is very concerning and dangerous. If you just Google or DuckDuckGo or whatever search engine you use, what's wrong with IVF, you'll see just how this industry is getting away with devastating actions because there's little to no regulations or safeguards around that industry. It's quite terrifying. Last year, an IVF clinic in Nashville abruptly closed, leaving parents and patients in the dark and the stored embryos in danger because the freezer they were being stored in was not being monitored. Parents who had their embryonic children in the facility were frantic. Our Attorney General has opened an investigation into the clinic and into the closure and has found many irregularities, including non-doctors doing intimate procedures on women, which is legal because, again, there's no laws or regulations on this industry, and there's not a law that requires that only physicians perform the procedure. Across the nation, lax standards and no regulatory oversight have led to horror stories like incorrect sperm being used in the process or incorrect babies being implanted into the mothers who unknowingly carry and give birth to a baby that's not even hers or her husband's. And then when the real parents learn of it, there's so much confusion and trauma and legal action to figure out where that baby is placed permanently. So women are in danger. These precious embryos are in a fragile state. These tiny humans that are considered extras in the IVF industry, they're used in experimentation. They're kept frozen indefinitely or destroyed. Parents are devastated because they're never told that there was a possibility they could have several unused embryos. And now they're agonizing over what to do with these precious lives, their sons and daughters. It's estimated that in the U.S. there are 1.5 million tiny humans being held in a frozen state until someone wants them or destroys them. In that Nashville clinic, there were 1,000. So just like we had unregulated abortion for 50 years, in these IVF clinics, women are not being told about the possible complications from the procedures that they can have to the mother. One of the women in the Nashville clinic debacle now has a large cyst on her ovary that the doctor says was caused by being over-medicated for egg retrieval at that now defunct clinic. So informed consent and other regulations should be required to protect these embryos and their parents during that very vulnerable time. So while some pro-life legislators thought that they were simply helping couples to grow their families by voting for the IVF law, they're now learning about the dangers of giving these IVF clinics and doctors free reign over human life and women's health. So we really feel like we're gonna have to address this with our pro-life legislators in the 2026 session. It's not uncommon, as y'all I'm sure know, for pro-life legislation to be challenged in court. In 2024, Tennessee passed an Underage Abortion Trafficking Act, making it a crime to recruit, harbor, or transport a minor for an abortion, or obtain abortion drugs for a minor without her parents' consent. But a U.S. Circuit judge recently blocked that law from going in effect. The One Big Beautiful Bill was to stop funding of abortion, or the abortion business for at least 1 year. That's a start. But unfortunately, it's been blocked by an activist judge, at least for now. We do thank God that Planned Parenthood has closed more than 30 businesses in anticipation of the defunding. We do still have 4 Planned Parenthood offices in Tennessee. Now, they can't abort children, but they can still do a lot of damage, like financial assistance to women, helping women access abortion in other states, and providing transgender drugs. That's something they've gotten into now. And Planned Parenthood has been caught admitting that they facilitate travel for underage girls without the knowledge or consent of their parents. As I said when I started, we have a lot to be grateful for, but we still have a lot of work to do as well. And we really appreciate the work of the Republican Party to keep Tennessee a great place to live and a great state for life. So here's a few things that you can do to support our Right to Life efforts. One is the petition that's going around. Like I said, that is a petition that supports keeping that Human Life Protection Act in place, not to weaken it and not to pass any laws that would cause loopholes and allow abortion on demand back in our state. Another thing you can do is encourage your candidates to seek the Tennessee Right to Life PAC endorsement. Like I said, 97% of our PAC endorsed candidates were elected in the last cycle. Like I said, I serve as president of Greater Chattanooga Right to Life, but I do live here in Marion County. So Greater Chattanooga chapter kind of bleeds over into Marion County because I live here, but it would be amazing if we could start a Marion County Right to Life chapter. So if anybody, that's your heart, if that's something you're interested in, I'd love to talk to you more about that. And I also, like I said, I put these information cards. I didn't put them in every chair, but I put several out. Take one of those. It has our information on it, how to get in touch with us. We are an all-volunteer grassroots effort. We're just a bunch of people who have a heart for life, from the cradle to the grave, as we say. And so we would love to connect with you. Reach out to us. Reach out to me. If you have questions, or if you want to start a chapter, or whatever. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I also do want to say, I apologize, I can't stay for the meeting. I have to be somewhere at 6:45, so I'm going to have to run, so don't think I'm being rude. But thank you very much.
Thank you. Before we start the gauntlet, Mr. Schaefer is asked to say some words.
I don't know how many of you watched last night's meeting, but I was accused of saying things about the mayor. And it's nothing that I haven't said to the mayor's face. I live by 4 principles: God, country, family, and honor. If I violate any of those, let me know, and I'll correct it. Now, what I've said about the mayor is what I told him when I was first elected and sworn in. I asked to see him in his office. And I said, I love Marion County. I'll be glad to work with you on bringing Marion County into the 21st century. If there's anything you want to know about me, just ask me. He says, no. And I said, well, Mayor, I'll tell you this. I can be your best friend or your worst enemy. It's up to you. And he has chosen the path that he wants to follow. Now, Mr. Brandt and I were brought up before public opinion. There are 4 county commissioners that are before the Ethics Committee for ethics violations. For 90 days, the Ethics Committee has not met because 2 of the commissioners are on the Ethics Committee. So there's only 3 left on the Ethics Committee. For some reason, one of them fails to show up, so they can't have a meeting. They don't have a quorum. If they have complaints against Mr. Rurick or I, they should bring it up before the Ethics Committee. But they don't, because their charges are unfounded. But yet public opinion comes in and forms an opinion from what they hear and not what we do. If I do not represent you well, let me know and I'll resign. I do this because I want to see Marion County grow, but I want it to grow in a way that is honorable and justice for all. I thank you for listening to me.
Thank you.
I ran for public office to serve, and I will serve to the best of my ability.
Roy, just,
I'm sorry.
I can't help but to listen to this young lady about the efforts of Right to Life and to hear this beautiful little baby just laughing and having a wonderful time. Thank you for bringing that baby. It helps us. How precious those lives are.
Okay, so welcome to the Gauntlet, the Republican Gauntlet. I'd like to start if you have announced that you're going to run, or you have potentially intentions of running. I'd like you to rise, if you would. I'm sorry. Okay, let's give these folks a round of applause. Okay, before you sit down, if each one of you, and we'll start from the back forward, if you could just say what you're running, your name and what you're running.
Tom Hudson, probably school board, but maybe something else.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Wayne Wolves, Marion County trustee. Corey Blavins, and I'm considering running.
Not sure.
Aaron Sanders, I'm considering running in District 1.
Buddy Smith, I'm constable 4th District, and I will run again.
Okay.
Corey Pickett, Marion County Road Superintendent. I'll be back up for election in 28.
Kelly?
28.
Kelly Hudson Hogan, I'm potentially running for trustee.
Okay. You want to go from the, come on.
Tony Manginelli, I'll be running, county commissioner of District 3.
Okay.
Ronnie Burnett, currently serving as sheriff, 23 years in office, and I'm going to run again. And I'll tell people, everybody's asked me, it just worried me to death the last few weeks. My decision is based on my wife's health. She's got serious back problems, and the more surgery she has, the worse she gets. So I was telling somebody, I don't know if it's helping, but so, I'm going to make a decision. But right now, I'm going to plan on running. But if her health doesn't get better, I may have to bow out. But I'll try to do that in time to give any other candidates who want to run an opportunity to have plenty of time.
That's like you're getting more. Larry Montague, running for county mayor. I'm born in the great state of Tennessee and moved from one county to this wonderful county up here. We love it. We've been here a little over 8 years, and
just love you folks, we really do. It's like a breath of fresh air. Last night, a little bit different, and got some dark air, but yeah, I didn't sleep well last night after being here for that, but God bless you all, and good luck in the campaign. Paul?
Paul Schaefer, running for District 3, as long as my wife will let me. Depends on her health.
Dave?
I'm Dave Thompson. I'm running for County Commissioner for District 3 and just loving it here and having a great time. Look forward to hearing what you want your county commissioners to do.
Jeff?
Jeff Story, running for County Commissioner in District 1, and it's an honor. It's an honor to be a part of Marion County.
Kim?
Kimberly Grayson, I am weighing my options for better service between District 4 County Commissioner and School Board.
Wow.
I have one thing to say. I was approached last night by Mr. Riley, Election Commission, and said that they have found an error in District 3. And they are moving 213 voters from District 3 to District 4.
Oh, really?
Just like that.
Interesting.
All right, thank you. All right, let's start our gauntlet. I think what we need to try to do is, did I miss one?
Before I go, is there any questions on this that did not get to?
I didn't get this one.
Yeah, I'll bring it up. Anybody else?
Is that an attendance deal or is that to run for stuff?
Oh, this is for the Human Life Protection Act. Protect the babies. Okay, I'll bring it up. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine. Okay, so what we're gonna do is Marilyn does have questions, but this is open to everyone here. So I think it's important that each and every one of you get to know who you're voting for and what they stand on. So I think you have cards that you were writing your questions on?
No, I was asking them what district they were in.
Oh, okay. If you'll, in an orderly, just raise your hand if you have a question, and then we'll address your actual candidate. So I think what we'll do is start from the mayoral side, which I don't think Travis seems to be here tonight. So Larry, if you'll start. And please keep your answers to 1 minute if you would.
Okay. You mentioned Travis, and I want to tell y'all how proud I was of him last night before we went into this thing.
Yeah.
County commission deal last night. I made notes and went up hugged him afterwards. But he's got a granddaughter, I believe, or
Grandson.
Autism, and he's got this autism communication board going here. He showed us some of the stuff that they've done, the signs that they're making now, and I just couldn't believe it. I've got 2 little granddaughters myself, and just hearing him talk about that really melted my heart. And to see all the county get behind it like they have is a really special thing, guys. I want to thank y'all for doing that. I've only lived here a little over 8 years, but I think it's one of the most wonderful things I've seen since I've been in this county. So I wanted to get that out for Travis. Thank you. Let's give Travis a hand. And also, I hate being late, but we had a little electrical thing going on, and we had a electrician there, and we had to make sure he was done before we left. He had our driveway blocked too, so I was sweating bullets. So anyway, no problem. Okay, Marilyn, do you want to go forward, or how do you want to?
What's your number one job if you're mayor? What is your number one job?
Serve the people. Find out what they want, try my best to serve the people by working on the team, not trying to shut anybody down or cut anybody down. I don't hate anybody. Republicans, Democrats, Independents. I was looking out at our bird feeders today, the little hummingbird feeders, there's 2 of them. And all I can think of is what was going on here last night. You just got a little gold here, to eat to save your life. And they come over there, and then 5 of them are fighting over here, and one of them's drinking some over here. So I said, Republican, Democrat, and here comes the Independent. Well, they're fighting. And I promise, I said that to Suzanne. She said, you going to say that tonight? I said, no, I won't bring it up. But anyway, that's what it reminded me of. If you got hummingbird feeders, you know what I'm talking about.
Let's let the audience ask you a question.
Sure.
I have a question.
Yes.
Earlier in the meeting last night, it was the Cedar Point subdivision, Teleducci Road was talked about. Obviously, and I don't know enough to know what the solution to that problem is, But obviously, there's been a lot of mistakes made. What would you do about that as county mayor?
Well, last night they talked about getting a committee together, and I'm afraid that's going to slow the process down personally. I think we need to get the attorney that was here together, and we're going to study all the paperwork, and there's a lot of stuff missing. We heard last night, which really made my skin crawl. I literally had nightmares about that last night, falling off the edge of the roads, not bringing all weird stuff, but it's got to be done. And one of the things that tears me up, and I'm not on the council or anything, hadn't been voted in anything, but we've got a lot of reserves out there. And if you go back and trace that thing back, it had a lot to do with the county, believe it or not. And then different owners, and maybe they didn't have all the paperwork right, or whatever. Now they don't even know who owns some of these places. Last night they were saying that makes me nervous. So I do think the county really has a part to play to bring this up, get it back settled as much as they can. But bottom line is, if that was going on under the whole county's tutelage, if you will, I think they bear some fault in this.
I want to know, because Travis Lane and I go back a long way, 25 years ago when he was the chairman of the Republican Party. I want to know why we should trust Republicans who don't do their homework when they buy property to run the county. I mean, if you don't do your homework buying a piece of land, how are we supposed to trust you? I mean, it's idiotic. Okay? How do we trust you to run the county if you can't even buy a piece of property and do your homework? My God, it's ridiculous.
Are you saying I did that?
No, I didn't say you done that.
Oh.
I'm saying people up here who want to leave the county have bought property without doing their homework or whatever. It's ridiculous. And it's happening all over the county. You can go up to Etna Mountain, you can go wherever you want, and there's people buying property without doing their dang homework because they don't know anything about the lay of the land, and we're supposed to trust you with the running this county. And I say I don't have no confidence in that.
Well, bottom line, I bought some property up here and I did my due diligence.
Well, you're probably a smart man, but there's a whole bunch of other people who haven't, included.
Well, I personally can't address that. I've had.
Well, I'm just saying, for the general thing, there's a whole bunch of people here who don't know what the heck's going on, and they think they do, and they better do their homework or get out.
I understand what you're saying. Yes, sir.
I don't know if I should even speak, but I lived through the Squatchy Point deal along with Corey. Some statements are being made accusing people of not doing homework. Well, when that went out for bids for that subdivision, I was sitting right up there around that circle. We tried our best to do due diligence. We gave the bid to Detweiler. They went bankrupt the minute it started sliding. The county was caught in the middle. We fought. We couldn't get anything done. You can't sit here and blame one individual, two individuals, three individuals for what happens when you, in good faith, go out there and start a subdivision and they go belly up, or that when the going gets tough, they're out here and they're going bankrupt. And talk about boundary lines. The chairman's had that issue. I've got that issue. I bought a piece of property. I probably didn't do as much homework as I should.
Right.
Because a lot of things went on, I'm talking years ago, that the commission, the mayor, or anybody else could control, when we had some surveyors in the county at that time that were going out, surveying property, selling the property, then they go out, pull up a stake, and move it over, and people couldn't even find their property lines. you can't blame, I mean, yeah, you try to do your due diligence. Everybody does. But, you know, there are places in this county right now that you can't get current surveyors to touch because they don't want to fight it, because they know that it's a mess. And to actually redo it would take months. I was on the commission when we had a certain road that had some issues. I believe it even involved the road that the chairman's on. We spent over a year on that, trying to find the property owners, sending letters, the county attorney sent letters. There were names that weren't local. They were anywhere from here to Colorado to Miami, Florida. And the bottom line is, some of them would respond and some of them wouldn't. Yes, there are problems, but there's problems in every county and every state. And you can't blame one person for it, you can't blame 6 people for it, you can't blame 15 people for it.
Mr. Reeves, this is for the candidates so that we can get to know them. So
we're
we
sitting
make it
here
quickly.
blasting
Nobody
people.
built up there in 200 years. There's a reason.
We're blasting people when we really need to be looking at the future, the current status, what the goals are for the next mayor, his 5 main goals. Yeah, I can sit here and say, well, I want to work with everybody. But what truly is your 3 or 4 or 5 main goals that you have in your mind for this county in the future? Because it's growth. There are issues nobody wants to address. Our natural resources, they're not being addressed. Haven't been, but we keep building and we're building and building and building. Natural resources going away. But yet we want to put this county out to the public as a great place to come for the wilderness, the rivers and lakes, but
So that's
God
the
gives
question.
us only so much water.
If we can, again, I don't want them to be here too late.
Well,
I'm not,
the Dagon County.
if we could go ahead and ask, excuse me, sir. Hey, thank you, please. I think he asked a good question about a 5-year plan. Isn't that what you were, you know, where are we gonna go? Because you're right, the resources are a problem. So maybe we could answer that.
Yeah,
It ain't our problem to develop.
it was, I don't think it's like 1, 2, or 3 people that you're talking about. That's what everybody's blaming it on. I'm not blaming it on anybody.
I can
I
give you
know
10.
that's what it's
Give
like.
me 10 right now.
And the point to it all is, as I said, we get together as this whole county. And if you have something there that you can help these people with, I think we all, just out of humanity, we need to try to help these guys, at least get the roads where they can get up to the properties and things like
My
that.
daddy said, take care of your own business.
Oh, I hear you. And
Okay.
this is our
It ain't our
county.
problem.
Sir,
to bail them out.
please.
This is our county, and y'all are our people. Every one of us that here's a citizen of Marion County, I think. No, I am.
Do you want the county to build that road? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that I think we need to find out, goes back as far as we can.
It's private property.
I
You
know
can't
it. I
take the
know
county
that.
can't take the daggone private property.
You
Okay,
want
maybe
microphone?
California they
Sir,
can, they can't hear.
Okay, before I so rudely interrupted, I think we have to do a lot of research quickly. I don't know that having an 11-person committee is gonna do the trick. We need to dive down in, again, with the lawyers, the attorneys around here, and find out who owns the property, or where it stops, and then you can take it from there. Because what I heard last night was, we don't even know who owns the property in some cases.
Okay. What's the next question? Is there any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. Montague, thank you for being here tonight, and thank you for giving us your time. What do you see Marion County as in the next 3 to 5 years? We have Chattanooga State Community College down here, a wonderful asset to this community. Housing affordability is skyrocketing to where local people like myself who lived here their entire life cannot afford to buy a home, first-time home buyers. They cannot establish equity. They're moving outside of the county. What are you going to do to try and help these young people, you know, create jobs inside this county and see a path forward for people who graduate from South Pittsburgh and Marion County, or to build a family here and stay here.
I appreciate your asking that. That's right in our wheelhouse. I already talked to the principal at South Pittsburgh about it. When Suzanne got her name from a nurse that's her daughter, I called her and told her all about what we're trying to do. It's happy where I work now. We have scholarships for students. It used to be just for the 4-year colleges. We now have them for trade schools, and they go down into high schools. You know, not everybody needs a 4-year degree. But what I'll tell you, the West Rock down here, paper mill in Alabama, I talk to them all the time. And they don't need electrical engineers. They don't need chemical engineers. They need people that can turn the wrenches, and they need good people that have trained skills. That's what I'm trying my best to bring to this, for the university here, or the Chat State, and also to the high schools. That's where I need it. I've lived this thing for 19 years now, listening to all these people, manufacturers, not just the paper mills. And I'm not trying to bring a paper mill here. Don't ever think I said that. Somebody took that saying the ancillary companies that serve paper mills, they're the ones that go in there and do all the work for them. You know, keeps the machinery going, that type of thing. So a lot of these guys out of these trade schools are starting at $100,000, believe it or not. That's right. And I see that a lot. That's in my wheelhouse. And we also have scholarships, I said, for also the high schools that are going to go to trade schools. So I'm leaving December 31st. I already got our board to agree to let us start a student chapter at Chat State, which we basically supply scholarships to. They have to file for them, but we first need to talk to the instructors and the people that live in this county that are manufacturing and things like that. Who do they need? What is your biggest need right now? And that's what we've been trying to help outside Marion County, because before we moved here, and now that I know Marion County, been here for over 8 years, that's what I'm seriously trying to do, to help our young folks. And they got to make a living before they can afford houses, no matter what they cost. But it's pretty tough to do on whether interest rates are right now. And this, you know, we got some builders in here. Building materials are sky high. So I can't fix that, but I can do the start off. That's what I'm trying to get jobs for these folks, good paying jobs.
Well, Larry,
Yes.
Mac Reeves came up with a real, I think he and I can agree on something that's rare, but we can, that there's a water problem.
Oh, yeah.
And so how would you handle that at this point? Do we stifle growth? What do we do to handle the problem that we're having right now?
Well, when we moved up here, of course, I had with my hunting and fishing and all that kind of stuff. And it basically said, don't eat fish out of this river down here. And I go, oh my gosh, you're kidding me. So we've got a problem. I know people know we have the problem, but what are you going to do about it? We need to put some resources towards why we have the problems. Go to the core, interest them. I mean, why do we have all these problems? And I think we need to fund that. Because if we don't, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. I mean, everybody and their brother that's come up here and want to look around. We're trying to sell Marion County to them, and they're not from California, by the way. And there's nothing wrong with people from California, but everybody thinks that we moved to California.
Do you think we need to put maybe a slowdown on the developments that are being built right now until we do resolve the issue with the water?
Well, I can't comment exactly on what you asked me about stopping this or that, because I'm not in that seat right yet.
Well, Mac,
worked.
Tell us real quick, I think his story about the Sequatchie River is a problem.
Keep harping on that because nobody cares, because they cut their faucet on right now and they've got water. Now, the day comes when that river stops running, and then everybody's crying and whining because they can't get their water, then they'll want to do something. But right now, nobody cares. Just like I've invited 15 commissioners to come out and look at my place, look at the river. Not one made a phone call.
Well, you didn't invite me, I don't.
Oh, I did. You was right there on that corner for see nothing.
Okay. All right.
Well,
I think we were talking about putting a committee together, weren't we, Mac?
Yeah, which never happened.
It never happened.
But let's talk brown meat and stuff. These people don't hear this.
Okay. All right. Who else has a question for the mayoral candidate? Larry, thank you.
Good, thank you.
Sheriff. The crime dog.
Huh?
The crime dog.
That's everybody doing? Those questions at me.
I'll do it.
Yes, sir.
You've been the sheriff here for quite some time,
Yes, sir.
and I'm wondering if you've seen your budget grow equal or more than the population over these 10, 15 years? And have you seen that growth in your budget that matches the people that are living here?
I'd say right now it's about equal, more growth, yet have more things, but right now, it's probably about equal.
What's your number one need right now?
New jail.
I'm working on that.
Well, we got that. We got the jail coming. What do you need?
Well, I'd like for my employees to have better pay.
There you go.
I always feel like the more money you pay them, the better person you're gonna get.
How do you compare to the nearby counties?
Well, Hampton County's really jumped ahead here the last week or so, but
Okay.
basically, comparing to other counties, we're about the same, but I'd still like to have more money for my employees.
There you go.
What is the highest, if you've been with an investigator for 30 years, what's their capped out salary?
24 an hour.
$24,000?
No,
$24 an hour. Oh, okay.
That's not enough.
And what would you like to see the pay at?
I'd like to see around 30. So we got troopers, I don't wanna harp on troopers, but I know troopers been on the force 3 or 4 years, and they're making $105,000, $110,000. Well, these guys back here, you guys back here can verify that. Yes.
Have y'all been able to use the shooting range much?
We use it all the time.
Do you?
Yeah. Used it last week. The way cities are coming down and shooting, and plus my people, and.
So everybody's getting used.
Yeah, we're getting good use out of it, and I appreciate this commission doing that for me.
That's great.
Any more questions for the sheriff?
Sheriff, what's the, biggest issue in our community that you're having to address?
It's always drugs, everybody's drugs.
Is it
I've got 128
fentanyl or meth?
Fentanyl right now.
Fentanyl.
We're seeing a slowdown in since we got, new administration, and, also I wanna say, some illegals are being brought in now, they're coming to get them in a day or two, in the last 4 years. They wouldn't even answer the phone, so
Right.
I can tell the difference in just in 6 months.
How many illegal immigrants are you finding in a month here?
We're doing 1 or 2, maybe 3 a week.
2 or 3 a week?
I think you can find 4 on my roof.
Wait till next week.
You can't put a time limit on fighting crime, we gotta do it today or. And I told you the same thing, I didn't enforce that now, probably get my jail finished.
I don't know Espanol very well.
Marilyn, you could be held responsible because you have illegally working on your property.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Mr. Blevins.
Yes, sir.
Sheriff, I want to thank you for being here tonight and taking your time out of your busy schedule for being here. How successful are you in attaining new, freshly graduated men and women out of our county local schools here and plugging them into work, sending them to the academy and getting them trained?
About all the officers are here from Marion County. Unfortunately, here the last few years, I haven't had a big turnover rate, going every now and then, but basically, they're all from Marion County, so, but I'm proud of them.
You plan on making a proposal to the planning, or the, full commission for more money for your officers?
Yes, I did this year, but I didn't get it.
Are you going to ask for more personnel since the county is growing?
I could always, those that are in law enforcement, I had some experience. Think about law enforcement. I have 4 officers working tonight, they may not do anything, then tomorrow it may just be reversed. You never know when you're gonna have emergency come in, so I don't know how you judge that yet. county commissioner, they're gonna hire you a whole bunch of new officers. I'm not gonna turn them down, but right now, I'm in good shape. In a few more years, it's gonna have to increase. I don't want the response time to get where it's at 20 to 30 minutes, you know, average response time is about 6 to 8 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. You know, nowadays, one officer doesn't go to a call by himself. We always try to send two because you just never know when they're gonna break loose.
Yep. Any more questions?
I got that sheriff just, asking permission. I guess the 23rd, it was 2 years ago that we lost a great detective, a great officer in Matt Lansing. I'd like to take a moment, just a moment of silence to remember him and Donald.
Thank you.
We still talk about him. He left his agency, so everybody on the sheriff department, you know, got a story about Matt, so. The guy sitting here in the audience probably got some stories on it. He was always looking up at the sheriff department. When he'd come in my office and say, Sheriff, I got an idea on my next question to him. I said, how much does it cost? Wasn't that money, you know, and I said, I don't know the cost, you know. And we have a dive team, we have drones. And a lot of that's the firing range, that's behind that, you know. So he wanted to be as good as Hamilton County. Of course, we don't have a $40 million budget like Hamilton County, but and once we have a good relationship with our sheriff department. You know, if I have big problems, Hamilton County would send everything they had over here and sign with us. So we have a good relationship.
He was a terrific commissioner also, county commissioner.
And he just had become a Republican. He switched over.
I must remember the state troop pilot that Harris did.
That was really sad.
Sad day in there.
Yeah, I got to know his dad and brother and stuff when we went to Washington DC. They were good people. Just go over country folk, but they were good people. So I got to spend a lot of time with them.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Come on up.
Me?
Yeah. Any questions for the road superintendent that's not going to be running for another 2 years?
2028.
Don't want to exclude anyone.
I'm sure somebody's got something.
I have a question. What's your budget? Do you have a budget?
Budget?
Yeah.
My budget consists of a bunch of different things. I mean, you talking about the overall budget, what I've got?
Overall.
About $2 million.
And how far does that go? How many miles does that pave?
They won't pave it all, but that's all, that's, wages, my salary's in there, equipment, tires too, I mean, everything. Road falls in, gravel,
So how much does a road cost to repave?
it just depends, like, just for instance, like a mile, about 20 foot wide, is about $100,000. We just put some on Squatchy Mountain today with 6 tents, cost about, I think it was like 65,000, is what we put down.
And I personally want to thank you for that, because it's beautiful,
Yeah.
and we can't wait up there for the rest of it to get
We're
done.
paving it in pieces.
Yes.
You know,
We're
we're getting
so
it, because it costs so
thankful.
much.
We're so thankful, because you got the worst of that done,
Right.
so we, thank you. The whole neighborhood thanks you. Yes.
Mr. Pickett, how much money, I know last year you got no money from the county commission. This year you got $500,000. What do you need to get these roads here in tip-top shape?
Well, honestly, it's all been neglected, I think, 3 years kinda, not talking about anybody or whatever, but just what we can do. I've been there 2.5 years, we did 60-something roads, just county roads, but there's so many roads and you can't catch up to it. There's no way. What do we need? About $10 million, you know what I mean?
No, I mean a year. Is that $10 million in a year?
Oh, I mean, I'd love to have, but, well, that's not feasible, but another paving crew, all that, You know, people all the time get mad at us, you know, or we'll see it on Facebook. A lot of people's appreciative, you know, most people are, but sometimes people, why are you not coming here? Why are you not doing that? It may be on our radar to be there, but it's one paving crew, it's 5 trucks, it's about 10 men on the ground, you know, and we all asphalt out of Gauntlet most of the time because we don't have a plant here to get it from. So sometimes our round trips will be 2.5 hours before we get a truck back, you know. So we know about them, you know, but sometimes we can't, in the weather, you know, we can't get to them. But plus, we have to cut right of ways. We're mowing during all this paving that's going on. We're out mowing too. You know, we're mowing. Trees are going down. I mean, you know, I have to use mechanics sometimes to go get trees and everything else, you know, or whoever. I'll go myself, you know.
Well, I gotta give you a commendation. I've heard from people who said they've never had a paved road in 50 years until you came along.
You know,
and I want to thank you for giving them a road.
Yep. I appreciate that. We try to do all 5 districts. We try to find the worst. It don't matter. We pave roads with, you know, nothing on them. I mean, 3 houses. You know what I mean? It's just been neglected, you know.
Oh, this one place, you didn't know you could get, if you could get through the bridge, but you made it through.
I did, yeah. Yeah, yes.
Mr. Blevins?
Yes, can you explain to the folks here and also those that are watching, your relationship with city, municipal roads?
Yeah.
I see sometimes people are asking about their roads, but they live in cities. Could you explain your relationship?
Yeah, what happens there, like, you know, if you live in the city, so you live in Jasper, we'll do that for instance. Jasper's gonna maintain your roads and all that. Sometimes they can't do what we can do. The mayor or whoever, that city will contact me, they want something done, I'll go out, or one of my foremen will go out, say it's paving or something, we'll do a quote for them. And we're not allowed to make money at the highway department, so we just quote them a little bit up on the tonnage of what we pay for it. That covers my men and women and the gas, you know, the diesel and everything. But what happens, we give them a quote, I'll sign it, the mayor will sign it, we'll go do the work. Upon that, we'll send them a bill. They reimburse us for whatever we do.
So they're responsible for their roads?
Yes.
And they subcontract it out to you?
Yes.
And then you're responsible for the county roads that's not.
Yes, we're responsible for all the Marion County roads that are ours, but like the city, if you live in a city, that city's responsible for your road. And then we'll, like I say, we'll work on it. You know, we mow for New Hope and Crossroads, we pay for all of them, you know, but they're all good. All the cities are good about reimbursing us. We just send them a bill, they pay us. You know, we have a good relationship also.
A minute ago, you said you have to go to Dunlap. What's that? I mean, what are you getting for Dunlap?
I'm getting asphalt.
Asphalt?
Yep.
Is that something that Marion
County doesn't have a plan in it. Okay. For instance, like, mostly we'll go to Dunlap for everything, but if I'm paving, like, say out on 41 Highway or Elder Mountain or something, I'll go to Tiftonia. We can go there and get it. If I'm out like on South Pittsburgh Mountain or somewhere, I'll go to Decker. Okay. And pick it up, you know, just whatever's closest, but most of it's Dunlap.
Thank you, appreciate
it. Yep. Yes, sir.
I've got a question for you. I live on South Pittsburgh Mountain, and what is the long-term plan for Horn Mountain Road? Because the reason I'm asking that is I'm on the fire department on South Pittsburgh Mountain, and they have a fire in Horn. They've got basically the chief, and they've got one other firefighter if he's sober. And so we can't send equipment down that road, because, you know, it's so unstable, and you know probably where the big washout always is. Is there any plans in the works to repair Horn Mountain Road so it's passable with a fire truck, for instance?
All I've been able to do since I've been in there, and it's a money situation, I've been able to grade it. I'm sure you've seen where we've graded it and we try to keep it. We'll put gravel on it, grade it back and forth. There's a slide occurring down there toward the bottom. I'm sure you've seen that, right? That road keeps coming out.
Yeah.
I've had to call your engineer and look at that. they wanna build a wall there if that ever happens, but they won't do that unless it actually slides, but it's gonna slide, but paving it, it's probably not my works right now unless a bunch of money come through or a grant or something like that, but I mean, we'll keep it graded and mowed, you know what I'm saying? Now, if it slides in, who knows what, I don't know if they'll want me to close it off or what they'll do, you know?
It just hurts their fire protection down there,
Right.
you know, I mean,
Right.
they have to call in help from Bridgeport, basically, if they have a.
We just got one more question.
So we have paid for Orne, we paid 3 roads there last year, same thing like Joey was asking, it's a city. We'll do a quote, pave, they'll reimburse, yeah. Yes,
Are you planning adding any more roads to the county?
No, not at this time, we haven't even had anybody come in want any roads, so. Maybe there's an extension or something here and there that we may do that's existing county road, we may add a couple tenth or something to it, you know.
Let's give Mr. Pickett a round of applause. Let's do trustees.
Could we also invite any of the people that might run?
Yeah, they're covered in this.
Okay.
So the one that's already announced is Wayne Quarles. Okay. Would you like to come up real quick? Tell us how you're gonna make the trustees' office better.
Well, that's kind of difficult. You know, this is one of those things that it's gonna be hard for people to ask questions about, because mainly this job is fiscal responsibility. I mean, it's not very political either. I mean, it's equivalent of being an accountant, taking care of everything. I mean, you know, I went and sat and met with Diana and talked about all the things that's required for the job, as far as, you know, you're reconciling bank accounts, you're working with the tax assessor, you're working with the mayor's office. I mean, it's basically funding. You're investing our funds, doing those types of things. So it's not very political in what it does, but it's a true function of the county as far as making it work, making sure everything's done correctly. I mean, that's the harder part of trying to talk about this as far as what it does. It's just a fiscal responsibility job to do. So, I mean, if anybody's got any questions about it, I'd be more than glad to. Yes, sir.
Just want to ask you, in your background, do you also conduct audits in your time in?
Well, my background started in a CPA firm. I actually went, I mean, just to start from the front, I've been here my whole life, 55 years old. Red Gamble subdivision, and I live 2 blocks from the courthouse square in my grandmother's house. So I'm one of them that never went anywhere, you know, but I graduated from UTC and I worked for a CPA firm for 8.5 years. So I've been through the world of audits on electric co-ops, car dealerships, you know, doing tax returns for people, been doing taxes for, you know, 30 plus years. So been in a lot of different environments as far as that's concerned. I've been a chief financial officer of a nonprofit. So I refer to it as being a little dysfunctional because of different things that I've done. And then I kind of lived in the accounting world for so long and then kind of grew into the information technology world. So I've had to live in the world of security for the last 17 years. So working for a concrete company, and I've been at First Jackson Bank for the last 10 years.
It's a strong background, yeah.
Well, it is, and I say it's a little dysfunctional because I'm actually the IT guy for First Jackson Bank, but I'm also responsible for the call report for the bank, which is the financial report that goes to the FDIC. So it's a mixed bag, but I like it. I think that's a good thing because I think it'll allow us to carry some things forward, because that's one of the things that we're talking about here is moving the county forward with having a good, strong accounting background and being able to live in the IT world. You know, we all look for improvements and better ways to do things. So that's one of the things that I hope on the other side that I'm allowed to do is to be able to move things forward. I mean, that's some of the things that when I sit down and talk to Diana about that, you know, there's a lot of old school ways to do things and there's nothing wrong with that and it's what you're comfortable with. But at the same point in time, there's software and things out there that you can do things with and make life better. So to me, I think I've got kind of the perfect skill set to do that with accounting and IT. And, you know, my loyalty has been to the community, not of all the other things that I've done. You know, I've been in civic organizations here since I was 21 years old. The JCs won't let me not be the treasurer because they don't trust anyone else to do it. So, been the treasurer for the last 20 years, and that's one of the things when we talk about the community and doing things for it with no return. And this is not, a lot of people know that, and to me, it's personal because I like to see, everybody refers to it as Marion County, and it is. I love the whole county. Been here my whole life, don't plan on going anywhere, but one of the things that I've done in civic responsibility is we've had drag boat racing here. In October will be the 30th year. The thing that no one realizes is the JCs only collect, and Bo's been the one that's got the benefit of it, is because the last couple of years we bought his food vouchers and stuff from what we've made from the boat race. The JCs don't make but about $5,000 to $6,000 off of it. But impact to the community, we've done impact studies over the last, especially in the early 2000s, the impact over about a 10-day period was somewhere around $400,000 to the community.
That's great.
So that's the things that people don't see. Now, these people have been coming here for 30 years, and in the boating community, they think of it as Jasper. They think that Marion County Park is Jasper, not Georgia, not Alabama, not Illinois. And I take a lot of pride in that they think coming here. And I mean, they come from Canada, California, Minnesota, Arizona. We've had people out of the Caribbean here for this boat race. It's been on Discovery Channel. And I'm not tooting any horns, but it's special to me that they get to come here and see this beautiful place.
Right.
I mean, they actually fight for the cabins that's up there on the top of the hill in Bryant that's looking down the river, because it's a gorgeous place. We all know it. And that's what's important to me. I want people to be here and want it to improve.
Can you close it up? We're just running out of time. If you can.
Sure. Just tell me to be quiet, Rick.
No. I just want to make sure.
I'm not scared.
Commissioners.
You know I'm not scared to talk.
I know you're.
I'm a DJ too, Larry, so I'm not scared to talk in one of these things. I get started, just tell me to shut up and I'll sit down.
Okay, I said, don't ask another question.
I can tell you one question.
Potentially going to run for trustee, Kelly Hudson Hogan. Give her a round of applause.
Hi, a lot of you already know me, so I'll introduce myself to those that do not know me. My name is Kelly Hudson Hogan. I moved away. I've lived here. I was born and raised here many years ago. I'm not going to say exactly how many. Moved away in 1987. Graduated. Went to Tennessee Tech. Graduated in 1992 with a chemistry and psychology degree. Then I moved away to Florida and then Colorado and back here in 2020. I'm the mother of 2 boys. Both have autism. One also has epilepsy and type 1 diabetes. So I was an advocate for them for a number of years. As they've aged, they don't really need me quite as much, although the oldest one does need me quite a bit still. I became an advocate, which led me to become a partner in policy making through the Council on Developmental Disabilities. I work with local families, trying to help them get resources that they may need for whatever disability they may have. I'm also secretary and treasurer for the South Pittsburgh Lions Club, and I also am a member of the South Pittsburgh Historical Preservation Society. I really enjoy working with both of those entities. It's a lot of fun and very rewarding. For 25 years, I have financial experience. I worked as started out just as a teller, working, well, really not teller. I was doing sales of different investments. Then I worked my way into the mortgage role, where eventually I became a mortgage broker. Then I taught mortgage brokering for the state of Florida for a number of years. I got tired of all my students making all the money, so I became principal mortgage broker for a firm in Jacksonville, Florida. Worked there, had about 20 clerical and also mortgage brokers under me. Worked with them for a while. I've also been a business owner and operational consultant for working with medical doctors, teaching them how to really make their business thrive. And so that's basically my professional career. I'm running because I believe in honesty and integrity needs to be in government.
Any questions?
Any questions?
What are you running for?
Running for Marion County trustee.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
There's not a lot of questions for the trustees.
Yeah,
Let's give Kelly a round of applause. Well, we do have somebody that, for county clerk. Would you like, would think he's eventually might consider running? Is that a possibility or not now? No. Let's go right off to the commissioners. Am I forgetting anything? I think I'm doing a good job. Let's start with commissioners. If you don't mind, we'll go from District 1. We only have District 1 and District 3. That's all we have. I think that's it. Okay. So, or no, and then possibly District. Okay. Okay. Good. It's okay. We start with District 1. We'll go with the ones that have announced and the ones that are going to announce. So, Jeff.
Good evening.
Any questions? Go ahead. You want to hit the questions?
You want me? So, what is a commissioner's real job?
I think we have, first, the real job is to serve the citizens of Marion County, but we also have fiduciary responsibilities when it comes to governing the county. I think that the county is doing an excellent job. From what I understand, we are under budget for the most part. My concern is that I think the monies could be better spent. For example, infrastructure. We talked about natural resources, the water issue. The water issue in South Pittsburgh really troubles me. There were a lot of errors made in that, and you know, at this point, I don't care who made the errors. That's not important. We have citizens that were given the expectation that they would receive water, and if I were in their shoes, I'd be extremely disappointed. Now, the goal is the current commission and the mayor can come together. You know, I believe in synergy. And with synergy, you need a diverse group. And that means we need Democrats and Republicans to bring their ideas to the table to help these citizens on top of South Pittsburgh Mountain. South Pittsburgh Mountain is in the district that I would like to represent, and I do all I can to help them. Other infrastructure needs, we heard from Corey, the road superintendent, and the county has done a good job. I was elated to hear that we're going to give the county road department another $500,000. That's awesome. We need to understand though, with the growth that we're experiencing in Marion County, we're going to have to address the road situation. And I think we have to do a better job at designating roads for new subdivisions, as we seen with the issue last night. My heart, Larry, my heart goes out for those people that bought land in good faith. And, yeah, maybe, you know, I'm sure I wouldn't have done the right amount of homework. I'm sure I wouldn't. So I'm not pointing fingers at people and calling them idiots and stupid. It looks like to me they were blindsided. Now, we need to avoid that situation in the future. And I understand that plats are issued before the roads are approved, but maybe, unless that's state law, maybe we could change that in the county, where they go hand in hand with each other. Also, you know, there's two sides to it. And the homeowner that property has been encroached upon, or you know, they bought their property and they own that property. And unless we do something like eminent domain or confiscating the property, which I would hate to see.
Like bull crap.
I said I would hate to see it, sir.
Total bull crap.
Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, I would hate to see those people lose any property. That's not the way I want to see Marion County do business and treat our citizens.
Is there any questions that anyone has?
Yes, sir. I'm not sure if I understand, are we talking about like Jasper Highlands, the people there, the people up at this new development, or?
It's a new development. I can't pronounce the name. Somebody help me.
Teleducci. Sequatchie Point.
Sequatchie Point. Yeah. And it's a mess. And, you know, I'm not here to point fingers at anybody, but I would hope that all parties can come together and resolve this issue for the benefit of everyone. But I care about people, and I don't call people stupid. I care about them, and I care about all the parties involved, and I don't want to take any bad from anybody.
So the mayor announced last night that we have a $12 million surplus. Why aren't we spending that on getting people water?
Good question.
That's an excellent question. I can't answer that because I'm not a member of the commission.
But you might be soon.
I might be soon. You know, I know that once budgets are made and accepted, we try to adhere to the budget. And we did have a good, you know, I don't know if it's a good year or not. You know, when I was in business with United States Chips, and I was given a budget, and I was expected to spend the budget because we budgeted things that we needed. So while we have $12 million surplus, it's nice for a rainy day, but I'm not sure we're serving the county the way we need to serve the county.
Any other questions? Let's skip it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is anyone that's potentially going to run for District 1, would they like to get up and speak? That's Aaron Sanders. Let's give him a round of applause.
You were looking right at me when you said that. Hello, everyone. My name is Aaron Sanders, and I'm considering running for Commissioner in District 1. I live on South Pittsburgh Mountain. Little history about me. I'm born and raised in Milan, Tennessee. That's over in West Tennessee. I don't know. I bet you know where that's at. Yeah. But we bought property over here on South Pittsburgh Mountain in 2007 or 2008, and we moved over here in 2012. So, and I've lived in Tennessee my whole life, except for a few years I did in Florida, down there where I met my wife, and we decided that that wasn't the best place to raise the two boys, so we moved back. She never lived in Tennessee, but she'd always loved it up here, so we wound up moving back to West Tennessee, and then eventually moved over here. But I'm considering, well, a little more background about me. I've worked in hospitals, healthcare since 1984. I'm semi-retired. I still work a couple days a week at Southern Tennessee Hospital over in Winchester. I work in the IT department over there, and the rest of the time I'm retired. So currently out on medical leave. I just had spinal surgery a week ago this past Friday, so the doctor says I can start driving this coming Friday. So if you see my doctor out, don't tell him you saw me. I jumped ahead a little bit.
I know that feeling.
And but as I said, I'm running, or I'm considering running for District 1. One of the reasons that I'd like to consider is because of we have the water situation up there, which everybody's aware of, and I realize that District 1 encompasses a lot more than South Pittsburgh Mountain, and basically I would be here to serve the whole county, but I see a lot of my neighbors up there that are having to go down to the filling station on there at Orm Mountain Road and South Pittsburgh Mountain Road, all hours of the day and night, and fill up their water tanks and then haul them back to their house. And elderly people, disabled people having to do that, and that just shouldn't be happening in this day and age, with especially since the county had gotten grants for this years ago. And from what I understand, the reason that the project is being held up is because of a county did not follow the directions of TDOT down on Battle Creek Road. So that's why they pulled the permit for South Pittsburgh Mountain. So as it stands right now, the county, they can't complete that project. So I don't know why it's taking so long to get resolved. I was at the meeting last night, and it was embarrassing the way the mayor acted. Honestly, I just think it was just, he doesn't want to answer questions as about that. That is a very, I don't know why, but he don't want to be forthcoming with the residents about it. And he just hasn't been good to work with. But
so what do you think about transparency in government?
well, I don't think we have as much as we need here. I really don't. I mean, it really needs to be more. You know, I don't know why it's like that, because it serves, from my mind, it serves no purpose. I mean, obviously somebody screwed up, but that's in the past, and we need to fix this problem on Battle Creek Road and get on, you know, move on with the project up on the mountain. So there's been materials that's been sitting up there for a long time. There where the old water tank is, it's just still sitting there, and you know, they're eventually probably going to run. I don't know if, you know, but they've been sitting there a long time. And because part of that project is to build a new water tank for up there too, because the old water tank is in bad shape. But another thing I would like to see in Marion County is animal services.
Yep.
Yes.
I mean, we have no animal services basically. I know there's one deputy, and I can't pronounce his name.
I can't either.
Okay. But he has.
He's not.
Right. He's one of those California people.
He's an animal lover.
He's been a godsend, and I've volunteered with Mark.
Yep.
Ever since we've been here. I've been volunteering with him for 12 or 13 years now, and they have borne the brunt of this animal issues, and there's animal problems all over the county. We really need an animal shelter, and we need animal control officers that can do the job. And I really appreciate everything the sheriff has done to assign him, and I hear you got another deputy that's interested in doing that too. I can't remember her name, but she's been to some of the animal cruelty investigator meetings that I've been to. So we're moving in the right direction, but it seems like the mayor is dead set against it for some reason. And I'm like Jeff, I don't understand, I don't understand why we need $12 million in the bank when people are not being supplied with the services they need. You know, why? I mean, I know we need money in the bank for rainy day, but do we need $12 million when there's people that don't have water up on the mountain?
No.
And there's animals that are being abused and neglected and we have no place to put them? I don't get that. You know, I'm a physical conservative, just as my wife. And, but I think we need to spend the taxpayer dollars wisely, but I think that would be a couple of very good investments right there.
Yes.
So.
And we have a lot of commissioners that we elected that don't seem to be doing what the Republicans put them in there to do.
That's right. That's right.
We need new leadership.
Right. I agree. And, anyway.
I got a question back here.
Yes, sir.
So, what have you done in the past? Have you ever been in any kind of county government or any other elected?
I have never held an elected position. I'm currently a firefighter with South Pittsburgh Mountain Volunteer Fire Department.
Right.
I worked with the Marion County EMA here for 12 and a half years, up until recently, and this was all volunteer work. I've worked, like I said, with the Marion Animal Resource Connection for 12 years since we've been here. Worked with animal rescue, but I've never held an elected position.
So one last thing, do you think you have any special interest or vested interest that you would have to recuse yourself from voting on?
Not that I am aware of. I mean, I would be, like I said, my two main things right now is getting water to the rest of the residents up on South Pittsburgh Mountain and getting some type of animal services in Marion County. I have no businesses in Marion County. You know, I have no financial interest in any business in Marion County. You know, I usually actually, when I, shop, I don't want to stay, I think business away from Marion County, but when I'm headed home from the hospital in Winchester is sometimes when I do my shopping, but, I have no special interest that I'm aware of that would cause a conflict.
Any more questions?
I don't work for any land
Well, we got
developers.
one last, this is the last one.
What is your opinion of how much money that the county needs in what they call a rainy day fund? Since you said 12 million is too much, what's your opinion on that?
I would say if they had enough operating capital to operate for 180 days, if zero tax dollars came in, I would say 180 days. If you go into the comptroller's website and where it shows currently the $12 million that we have in the account, that's enough for Marion County to operate for over 300 days, almost a year, if another tax nickel didn't come in.
Are you currently aware of how much money the county already owes on the books?
It has, the debts are listed in there, but I don't remember what they were. It's all on the state controller's website.
60, 70 million at this point, is it not? Am I correct?
I think something like that.
How much?
60 to 70 million dollars.
Yep. You pay interest on it month after month.
Okay.
Okay, yes, Mr. Elliott.
Yeah, I'd like to ask a question. I'm a lifelong resident of Richard City. I can remember when South Pittsburgh Mountain had no water.
Right.
Everybody came out there, they had drill wells or whatever to get their water. Then all of a sudden they had a big boom on land, and a lot of them land booms is busted. But South Pittsburgh then, I don't know who paid for it, I'd say taxpayers, probably the whole county, but we put water out there.
It goes down to about a half a mile past my house, it stops. And
then, where's it go? Does it go to Franklin Point and stop?
No, it don't go near that far. It goes just, it just goes past Frank Bolton Road and stops. Just about 500 feet past Frank Bolton Road and stops. And a private individual paid, a few years ago, paid $20,000 to have it extended down a little bit just to get to his house, because his house was just a few hundred feet past where it stops.
Did Swanee ever bring water up on the other side?
No, sir.
It runs down 156.
Huh?
It runs on 156 down to Snake Pond. Well,
that's on the other
no, I don't
side of
mean
the
that.
forest,
It
yeah.
comes up Battle Creek Highway 2, up Stagecoach on that side, and then it comes up to, just past, Old Swanee Road.
Right.
Off of Stagecoach.
Right,
So
on the
I
other
have
s-
Swanee.
Yeah, that's on the other side of the state forest.
Well, actually, I'm sorry, it's Swanee Water.
Yeah.
This is how I think what Swanee Water runs down 156 to Snake Pond, and then it comes on Stagecoach.
Right.
So we have sub water, and then it goes to Jackson Point.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the residents that are just past me.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way down to where the state forest
Yeah,
starts.
because I mean cliff tops, or not cliff tops, ridges. The ridge, Franklin
Ridges does
don't
not
have
have water, right.
on 156.
Right.
Okay, well, let's give Aaron a round of applause. Dave Thompson.
Good shot. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dave Thompson. I'm running for D3C, and I've been thinking about how to answer the question, why? And I've come to the determination that it's because the citizens need to know how their money's being spent. They don't know it now. I've been participating with everyone here and coming to our board meetings for 7 years. I've been a taxpayer here in Marion County for 7 years. I've yet to see one pie chart up on that TV that shows 8% here, 12% here, 9% here, 20% here. And those are the simple things that make the citizens understand, okay, if we got a $12 million budget and 10% is going here, we're spending $1.2 million on this category. And people I don't think I, who tries to pay attention, don't understand that. So how the average citizen could, I don't know. So my role, if I'm honored to be elected, will be to help this communication process. I support the idea of animal services. Boy, do we need that. We need to make this water problem, I heard the other day, it's about $240,000. Just let's give the money to who can fix it. I don't care if it's city or if it's county or if it's the engineer services or whatever. Let's find out who needs to fix this water, give them the money to do it, so that we can start talking about the next water project and the next water project. These are the things that I would be advocating for if I'm honored to be elected.
So what if you're elected and we still have David Jackson butting heads with the Republicans?
Well, I know, most of you know, how I was personally treated by Mr. Jackson. But that doesn't make any darn difference to me at all. I go forward, I think about the future, I think about, last night, we said we went from 6 million to 12 million in our savings account. Not sure how that doubled 100% in 1 year, but that's beside the point. But to answer the question about how much money we need in the budget, we need that bankroll there to support our bond system. We borrowed money for the jail, we borrowed money for the school. I'm not sure how we got the new 911 system going, but I think that was a grant and a pass-through. But we've borrowed a lot of money. We also are blessed with a rising tax base and a relatively flat services demand. We could increase our services demand by having some animal control services that the citizens want, by making sure that Corey has his $500,000 a year to keep paving, keep fixing that. We need to bring the professionals forward in front of the board, and I have yet to hear the superintendent of schools come before the board and say, these are what we are going to do to improve our academic standards. I haven't heard that. I don't know if anyone else has. We need to bring an expert in front of us to explain to us how we can record our meetings and broadcast the minutes. live stream. My wife wasn't feeling well last night, stayed home and wanted to watch it. We couldn't get through on Sequatchie Valley Now, and it was posted today, obviously. But why we can't?
No, this was streamed live.
Hey,
It was streamed live?
Marion County Messenger.
Okay, that's why we missed it, okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we should be streaming this live, we should be let people come in and record this and put it on the county's website. That's where it needs to be stored, that's where it needs to be broadcast from, and I just am passionate about this, and those are the things I'd be advocating for. And I'll just say what I think. I don't really concern myself with if Mr. Jackson has a concern with the way I speak. That doesn't bother me. I'll voice my opinion for the citizens and what they need. We do need to have that fund balance though, but by God, we could peel off $250,000 to fix that water down on the road down here.
Dig a hole.
No, we got.
That's enough.
Paul.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Just a general question, because there's maybe.
Well, no, you're gonna talk to one of the candidates.
No, not to us.
Well, I'd rather, if you wouldn't mind,
Okay, that's
address
fine.
the can, this is for them, it's not, okay. Go ahead.
I'm Paul Schaefer. I am county commissioner, presumably think running for another term. My background, I have served in Illinois on a grammar school board for 8 years, on a community college board for 6 years, appointed by the governor of Illinois to serve on the Illinois Community College Board. I believe in service to my community. I first came to Jasper, which nobody knows, back in 1958. Most of you were not born by then. I loved it. It didn't work out well. We went back to Illinois. But I still love it because the first thing that struck me is I never saw red ever. It was always black. And it just befuddled me how it could be red. But my wife fell in love with Jasper Highlands, and we decided to move here. Love it. I decided to find out more about the community in Marion County, and I ran for county commissioner. I ask questions, and when something's brought to my attention, I research it. If I find it's not valid, I discard it. If I find it's valid, I pursue it, like at the mountain.
Paul, go ahead. Question. What questions do you have for Paul? Come on, Tom.
Why?
Okay, Paul, how long have you been a county commissioner?
3 years. I'm on my 4th year.
What have you accomplished in 3 years as a county commissioner?
I tried to bring to light potential problems for people who were buying on Etna Mountain, to make them aware of what the situation was. And I was chastised for it. I've gone to the mayor and I says, you know, we need to have a 5-year growth plan. Working with the municipalities, what they envision, what we envision. I was told that's not our job, that's up to the planning commission. I talked to a couple of members on the planning commission, they said, well, we never get around to that. We still need to have a growth plan. Where are we going? We want to protect our natural resources. What kind of businesses do we want to bring in here? How can we use Chad State to provide courses for people who would then support these businesses coming in here and keep our young people employed here in good paying jobs? We don't do that. And we lose our youth. And if we keep losing our youth, we'll be a dead community.
Thank you.
Two more folks, and then we'll get you out of here. So just bear with us. Tony.
Before I take questions, I want to clarify a few things, but before I do that, Bo, I'd like to tell you my story about Matt. So for the past 4 years, I've been playing poker down with the locals in South Pittsburgh at a certain establishment.
Just for fun, right?
Just for fun. It's actually not illegal. It's only illegal if you pay a dealer or if you pay the house. So we don't do any of that. So I won't say the establishment anymore. So one day at Max Fit, Matt came up to me and said, "So I hear you play a poker game in South Pittsburgh." I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." He said, "Are you sure? Are you sure? You don't play a poker game?" I said, No, I don't play any poker game." He said, "Okay, well, good. Well, you passed." My dad, Donald, asked me to question you, see how well you did. So I passed that one. So anything, clarify a few things since I'm on live stream here. Paul, I am not running against Paul Schaefer here. There was a rumor going around that I actually started when I first decided to run for county commissioner out of ignorance. I said, "Oh yeah, I'm running against Paul because we live in the same neighborhood." I just assumed I had to run against him, but I'm actually not running against Paul. So I want to make that perfectly clear in front of everybody here in God. Also, some people believe that I'm running for county commissioner because I own a construction company called MGK Construction, and I want to better my development. Well, I got a legal document right here from the lawyers here that back in June, I had them buy me out. So I am no longer part of that MGK Construction Company. I want to do this because I truly love this place. I really, really love this place. And I know some of you are concerned because I'm from California, but I was born and raised in Florida. I was kidnapped, taken to California, I escaped to come to Tennessee. So I don't know if that's a big deal. California. But actually, I wouldn't mind, now that I think about it, I know some of you are concerned, and those are legit concerns, and I get those concerns, because if I was born and raised here too, and I hear all these Californians coming here, especially the things you hear on TV about Californians, yeah, I'd be nervous too. But since I'm here as a Californian, whoever, and I know there's a couple of you here that are concerned, ask me any question you want. What are you concerned about that I might do? And see if I can clarify that. You won't hurt my feelings, so ask me any type of question you want.
Hey, Tom. Why me? Now, what I'd be concerned about is that you would be part of a cartel or a group of people that were developing, yeah, use that word, yeah?
Yeah.
A group of people that were developing things and writing on the back of the taxpayers. So you develop a new 5,000 unit development on Etna Mountain, and whatever the impact fees are to Marion County, that's just tough luck to Marion County. That's one of our big concerns is that you start overloading the schools and the roads and the
I can tell you right now that as a county commissioner, if something comes in front of me that does not benefit the county or hurts the county in any way, shape, or form, I don't care if it's my best friend that's doing the development. The answer is going to be no. As simple as that. Because I don't want this. You gotta remember too, I don't want this place to change. I love it for what it is. I'd love to help it make it better and whatever that means to the people. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy. I'm happy to pig and blank. I love it here. I'm at peace here. In California, it's so ass backwards, excuse my language. I had to get out of there. This is the shirt. This is a California shirt with the Bear Levy saying he's going to Tennessee. And that's the truth. The people, you gotta remember, the people who are leaving California, they're not those Californians that you think of. Yes, sir, you got it again.
You're developing on Etna Mountain.
I am not developing.
Well, you were.
No, it was never.
No, he never was.
Never was.
Anybody who's doing that, anybody knows anything, it's a piece of Swiss cheese.
I agree with you.
And they're just ripping people off.
I agree with you.
Stupid people buying land there.
I agree with you.
That's all there is to it.
100%. I agree with you. Yeah, no, what I was doing was something else, and there's a partner that ruined my reputation. I don't want anything to do with it. So I just want to concentrate on being a county commissioner and enjoying life. I'm 54 years old, pretty much retired. I'm doing this strictly out of love. I'm not doing this to get paid or be popular. I mean, we don't get paid, right? So I'm super happy with my life now, so I don't need the headache or the drama, but God has brought me here. I live by God's will. If He's telling me to do this, then so be it. I'll do it.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think the county commissioners should have their own attorney? Because.
You mean the whole, as a group?
Yes,
Sure, yeah.
we don't.
Right, well, that's something maybe we can discuss, you know, after we're moving forward.
Have what? Speak up, we can't hear you.
She was wondering if the board, the county commission board, should have a separate lawyer for themselves. In case something comes up, you know, they want to get a different opinion than the one that's already appointed. You know, I think that's what you meant, correct? Yes, ma'am.
On that issue, county commissioners cannot hire or fire. That's the responsibility of the mayor. County commissioners are only responsible for monetary issues.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
State law.
Isn't the county attorney supposed to serve the county and not be in the pocket of the mayor?
He serves the mayor.
I know.
So,
That's the
as of
problem.
me, Tony Manganiello, I don't know the full facts of that, but if they should be, facts, that's not good answer.
County commission 2 years ago, I brought up the fact, who does the county attorney serve? And he says he was hired by the mayor, he therefore serves the mayor.
Is there some kind of conflict of interest by him doing that? Can you point to something and say, well, he did this, that's wrong because he served the mayor? Does somebody have a conflict of interest they can show, or should have served the board, didn't?
You're asking them, right?
Okay, let's give Tony a round of applause. We have the fourth district.
Okay.
Kim Grayson.
We need you, Kim.
Okay, so much has happened. I've been away for part of the summer. When I came back, I'm not abreast of everything that's been happening. I'm just getting pieces and bits. And I was 18 years old and I joined the Navy. My husband is from here. We met in California. It's funny that so many Californians are coming here now. So in 1991, he brought me here for the first time, and I felt like I was in a different dimension, honestly. So, but over the years, I've come to appreciate the people and what's here. I just love this county, and I want to be of service. I volunteered to go in the military, and then I was a Navy wife for 26 years. So that was the harder job, actually, being the stay-at-home mom. And but I was on that pier when the ship pulled out, and I was on the pier when the ship pulled in every single time. And that's what we need: consistency. We need stability. I'm a devout Christian. I go to church at South Pittsburgh First Baptist, and I just am led also by the Lord in what I do. And this being my first attempt at anything that has to do with civics, I know that it's going to be messy and it's going to be ugly, and not everything's going to be able to be fixed. But honestly, some of the things here don't need to be fixed. Some of the things here just need more common sense about how to go about, how to do things. I really listen. I try to listen to people. You can ask Wayne Quarles in the back. We've had several conversations, and I want to listen to what people want to happen here. Now, that said, change is coming for all of us, no matter what. And we really have to address the change. It's sad in a way to turn the page, but there's just been some very concerning things that have happened in this county, with the water, with the development, with everything that's been brought up. I do have a heart for these people, whether they have been here their whole lives or they're trying to escape California. So I feel like we can all benefit from everything that everyone can bring to the table. And if we start working together and start really listening to each other, I think that I can make a difference that way. But if not, I can be a vote for the people. That's what I want to be. I want to be a vote for the people. So particularly the people that have been born and raised here. I just see so much happening that they're very upset about, and I would be upset too, to be honest with you. And I think anybody that really put themselves in their shoes would feel the same way. We need to tread lightly, and we need to take into consideration each other, serve each other in whatever capacity we can. I'm not taking any questions tonight because I am still in the prayer process of running for school board or county commissioner. I have people here that really want me to be county commissioner, but my heart, I homeschooled my children all through 12th grade because we were military and we moved every 4 years. And so it's really hard to connect into a network of people that have already known each other their whole lives. And I've done it every 4 years for my whole life. I'm in my 50s. So I want you to know that I don't want to trample toes, but I do want to serve in whatever capacity I can serve in.
We would love to have you.
So thank you.
One more. Tom Hudson.
Sir.
Come on down.
What you got?
I promise the next meeting will be quick.
My last name is Hudson. Some of y'all may know Hudson's from around the valley up and down. And my mama was a Graham from up on Glover Hill. Some of you know us too. If you saw them and they were drunk before noon, don't think it was nothing but a family tradition. We've had some of that in our family, and we're not real proud of it, but that's some of the ways we've lived here. Graduated from Whitwell High School in 1978. Went on to college. Graduated from Arizona State University with an electrical engineering degree, and then started working in the semiconductor industry for most of my life. At one time, I was the technology development manager for Intel. We developed most of the new technologies to go through Pentium, Pentium 4, and on upwards. And so I've had a lot of experience in education and what industry is looking for. And industry is looking for people, they don't need any more B1, B visas from China or from India with a doctorate. They need American kids with a 4-year degree in engineering or a 2-year degree in electrician, refrigeration. And those people are needed badly. We're not getting them out of our schools. I was distressed to find out that some of our schools don't pass. The state gives us failing grades or very low grades in some of our schools. As a county commission, we need to find some ways, do something to address that. We have got to start turning out kids that make a decent living here in Marion County doing what industry wants us to do. We would relocate a factory someplace and we would go there, and if somebody said, we don't have people who can read English, it's been nice to know you, we won't be here. We won't start a new factory. And the other thing is, we went to Puerto Rico to look to start a new factory, and they said, well, in Spanish they say modible, the bite. You're going to take a bite. So move in here. If you want to start a thing here, I want a little bit of cash money in my pocket for the permits, for the rest of that. I would hope that nobody ever thinks that this county is for sale. I would hope that we can't look at somebody and say, well, he took money to do something for somebody else. That would be like my number one thing I would want to do as a county commissioner, or whatever you all decide I need to do. My wife's gave me permission, so you just decide what I need to do and let me know.
I think you're up there for school board.
Sir, okay, thank you.
Tell us.
School board? School board, yeah, and I taught at Chat State for several years, and I've taught a few other places. Postgraduate work was at MIT. So I'd like to work with the school board. That'd be a good idea for me.
We need a new school.
Thank you. Now you can.
Alright, so 2 or 3 of you guys have mentioned, animal control. And it's good to mention animal control. Have you really sat down and thought about it? I would like to hear somebody that has a plan on what you think that we need to do as a county. This county spans 520 some odd square miles. Okay? So are we talking about one facility centrally located? Are we talking about satellite facilities? How many employees are we talking about? It's easy to say that we need animal control, and I don't totally disagree that we need that. But what's your plan?
Chuck, we don't
All
have
it is-
one. That's the point. We don't have one.
But
We need,
what-
wait, listen, wait, time out. You asked for my plan.
Let me finish asking the
Yeah,
question.
okay.
What is your plan, and how many millions of dollars are you planning to spend, and how are you gonna fund that? Is it gonna be, are you gonna raise taxes, additional taxes, in order to fund fully functional countywide animal control? What's the plan? Everybody's talked about it. You hit it at the heartstrings. Tell us the nuts and bolts of what you plan to do.
I think the first thing is to get a plan, right? We don't have any kind of plan at all, so maybe the first thing would be develop a plan.
First thing you do is hear from the experts.
I was on, as a county commissioner, they formed an animal control committee. We heard from Mark. We can't use that facility, it's not large enough, it's not in the proper place. We need to get not only the county, but the municipalities included in it. That was one of the things that I brought forth. We were starting to move that way. The next year, I was taking off the animal control, everything died.
Because
The mayor appoints the people to go on the different committees.
You don't like it?
Michelle's story, you know, local, she's a nurse and has a business, but anyway, she formed a 501(c) nonprofit, separate from Mark, and it's, you know, it's called buddies.com. You feel it. I mean, I'm on the fundraising committee, but they're trying, you know, to find a facility now, either get donated property or something that they can afford. Also, you know, the sheriff's been intimately involved with this too, with, you know, providing one of his deputies as an animal, you know, an impromptu animal control officer right now, but there's several
One
fundraisers.
person can't cover the whole county.
No, but they were gonna build one facility, probably centrally located, maybe, I'm not
So that
speaking for
would be
Michelle, but she
something.
was saying, you know, potentially near Whitwell, because it would hit.
How well is that?
Anyway, they'll nowhere, close to Gauntlet. So it'd be centrally located, you know, ideally, I'm thinking the website, the last fundraising, like 5 to 8 acres, so that they can also get into the park animals. But, you know, their function will be rescuing animals in desperate situations, because Mark's function is spay, neuter, and they've had to foster out of necessity and, you know, vaccination. And so this would be the rescue of the animals, you know, starving them, bad situations, and, I mean, it's really starting to roll now with the fundraising. There's several things. If you just go to bowsbuddies.com, I mean, there's an official name for it.
How come South Pittsburgh dropped hers? We had their own animal control, and all of a sudden it just went away.
Yeah, I don't know, because I'm actually part of Swanee.
You remember,
Okay.
South Pittsburgh used to have
Folks.
one over at the water.
We gotta go.
Folks, thank
Let
you.
me solve y'all's water problem.
Yeah.
Let me solve y'all's water problem.
Please.
Southeast Tennessee is considered a rainforest. Dig a daggum hole. That's what I done.
Okay.
Okay, this concludes. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
coming. We're gonna